Well, good morning, YouTube. All right, guys, we got a lot of stuff to get done today as well. And as you see, our weather is just miserable again. Temperature's pretty nice out, but it's definitely a little bit rainy. Oh, ready? Thank you. So we are running into the Advanced Auto Parts because I need to get a trailer plug. All right, I got the 4-way flat plug. The one on the trailer is just missing. I'm talking about the little trailer, the one that we used to haul motorcycles around with, and I used the other day to haul my toolbox up to Crossroads. So Talon is going to bring a couple motorcycles with him, so the struggle bus will pull that teeny tiny little trailer all the way down to Florida. And yesterday we put insurance on the struggle bus, and today we got a tag for it. So it is legal to drive all the way down to Florida. Well, guys, I've recorded in a couple hours, but we've been up here working on Goliath and working on some stuff with the struggle bus at home. And now our special delivery is here. Looks like our new lifts have arrived, so we got to get them transferred from the FedEx truck over to the Renegade. All right, guys, so here we go. We've got the new lifts. We got these from Handy, and you guys know why I like them so much. Look at that. Made in the USA. So now we're gonna bolt the wheel clamps on there and get it all ready to go so that once we get to Daytona, we don't have to mess with any of that. But I'm really liking the way these are made. And there's a really cool feature with the way they air up that's very different from the previous lifts that I had.
Looks like it. Half inch to half inch.
Yeah, that's right, guys. These actually use an airbag similar to what a semi-truck suspension would use to lift up and down, single X point. These things are so smooth. Now, we haven't actually hooked air to them yet. We just picked them up to get them to raise up so we can bolt this on. But I can just tell in like the first minute of opening these are much higher quality than the units I had before. Now this model is called the SAM, and it's got a 1,200 pound capacity, where the black ones that we retired at the end of last year only had 1,000 pound capacity. And you remember how those lifts had bent because the sides had actually bowed out and then caused the tops to be able to basically convex, actually is what happened. Well, the way these are designed, it probably won't happen, because if you look down here, straight down it, you can see this edge right here. It's also got a bevel that goes in. That adds a lot of strength, because now that piece can't just come out. It would have to crease it 2 different directions for that to flex. All right, guys, as you can see, it also has the removable dropout on the back. So if you need to change a rear tire, you can pull this out and it makes it nice and easy. Now, we probably won't use this much with the oil changes, so I'll probably bolt that in because I don't really want it removable at the moment. But if we ever need to do a tire change, I'll make it where it's quick and easy that we can undo it and take it out. All right, and we've even got these kind of foam, rubbery, leathery type pads going on the wheel vise itself to help protect the wheel. And they actually feel pretty well built. Now, they're just adhesive, and we'll have to see how well these work, because every other lift I've ever had also had some type of a protection device, like a rubber pad, and none of them have remained or stayed for any period of time. So we'll see how these do. Looking forward to it. So all of our pre-assembly is done, with an exception. I'm going to put a whip on the foot pedal. So these are already plumbed into the lifts themselves, and you can see here there's an open hole. Ooh, here, right there. That's for the air inlet. And because it is so close to the hose right now, I'm thinking that with a quick coupler, it might be challenging if I just put the nipple there. So I'll probably run to Harbor Freight or something like that and grab like one of those little 12-inch whips and put it on there, and that way it'll be nice and easy to just connect and disconnect. All right, so now we got to clear a couple things out here in the lift. We're going to get these rolled in, get them strapped down, and that should be the only thing left to put on the main lifts so we can raise it up. And that way tomorrow, which is Friday, we can start loading the motorcycles and the car in there. Well guys, I completely spaced out. I meant to show you putting those new handy lifts up on the big lift and getting them all strapped down and up in the air. I completely forgot. So for a moment, close your eyes. Imagine those two gray and black lifts on top of the red lifts with straps going over them, and then up there out of sight, out of mind. That's what it is. Well guys, I've been absolutely terrible about keeping up with the filming. So I believe the last clip you saw was us unpacking the new handy lifts and getting them assembled and getting them loaded into the trailer. Anyway, we got them in, we got them strapped down, we got them up in the air. It was pretty late by the time we were finished with that. So yesterday, came up and I finished pre-tripping Goliath, did all the brake adjustments, greased the chassis, greased the drive shaft, greased all the steering knuckles, all that good stuff. And then we loaded up the motorcycle. So got my bike. Oh look, we got an extra bike. Had to borrow a bike for a display. We'll get into that when we get to Bikeweek. And of course you can see the Mini Cooper's back in there as well. But the weather has been pretty crappy yesterday and pretty crappy today. So I haven't been filming a whole lot, but I also got this area in here all cleaned up. Whole lot less clutter. But you know how a lot of times I say if it's not one thing, it's another. So right now it is after 6 p.m. on Saturday. We have less than 24 hours from the time we are supposed to leave and start heading to Daytona. And we ran into another problem. So we went to get everything set up on Goliath, went to go check the water pump and all that stuff. Remember, we put the new water pump in last year. Well, it was making a horrible whining noise. I thought maybe the pump was bad. What it turned out to be was there were 3 breaks in the water line from the cold freeze that we had. Basically, I repaired those lines, but I still couldn't get the system to prime very well. So what I decided to do is hook up to the water hose and pressurize the whole system with the water, and then hopefully the pump will be able to keep up after that. Well, when I did that, all of a sudden I could hear water running from up high, and there's no plumbing up overhead that I know of. So turns out, got another leak in the shower. It's in the wall between the dresser area that is in the bedroom and the shower wall itself. So now, 24 hours before we're supposed to leave, I'm ripping a shower apart so I can try to fix the leak or at least repair the shower. So I've got this panel pulled out so far. You can see it's wet here. Everything in here is wet. And when I turned on the water, I could just hear it running behind this wall. And right below here is actually where the water tank is. And then, of course, our master bedroom is back here. Below the master bedroom is that storage area you guys see on the back of Goliath. Well, I peeked my head in there while the water was running, and you could just see water pouring out of that back wall. So nothing is leaking in here, but it's in the wall. So got no choice but to rip this wall apart right now and try to fix it somehow. Now, even with that fiberglass panel off and out of the way, all I have is that little round access. I cannot get to the pipes, so it looks like I'm gonna have to take a saw out of the wall and hope that I can fix it. All right, well, I found the problem, and if you guys can see through the fog of sawdust I have in here now, let me show you. All right, so there's the main break, and that is where it comes from the shower valve and goes up to the actual shower head. But in the process of cutting this out, I nicked my pipe a little bit right there and quite a bit right there. So I ended up cutting down a little bit further. So I'm just gonna replace everything from here up. All right, guys, well, I got it out. I made a heck of a mess, as you can see, but it should be a relatively easy fix. It looks like I'm gonna run over to Lowe's first thing in the morning and get what I need to fix it. I've got to run into town in the morning anyways to pick up some stuff coming to the auto parts store. So rather than making 2 trips into town and working really late tonight, I think I'll just wait till morning. But yeah, it's a pretty good gash right there. See that? That was the leak. But I've already had to rebuild the shower valve one time. I think it was last year or the year before. So I think at this point, I'm just going to get a whole new setup. And anyway, we're going to do that tomorrow. Well, guys, I think that is going to end this video. But before we go, are any of you fans of Cycle Fanatics? If you are, raise your hand. All right. So John will be at our booth on Tuesday the 7th, about 3 p.m. I believe it is. He's going to be doing a meet and greet there, and we are actually going to draw a giveaway, and someone's going to get a free oil change service from me. One caveat is you've got to be subscribed to both channels, and I think that's pretty exciting. I was actually supposed to mention this a couple of weeks ago when I completely spaced out on it. John and I have been talking about this for a while, and he's been marketing on his channel pretty well, and this is the first time I've said anything. So yeah, I slacked on that one. And John, if you see this, I apologize. But we're going to make it happen either way. I think it's going to be really cool. Also, at some point, Professional Monkey said he might stop by. Nothing confirmed, no actual time, so I have no idea. And of course, you guys know Bob and Tam will be there at some point. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna have some pretty cool stuff going on over there. I even invited the Bikes and Beards guys and the Baggers and Brews guys as well. So maybe more people will show up and it'll be a good time. All right, guys, thanks for watching. And until the next time I see you, keep those engines running.